The Hashshashin, also known as the Nizari Ismailis, or simply the Assassins, were a secretive and militant sect of Shia Islam that operated primarily in the Middle East during the 11th to 13th centuries. They became famous for their targeted political assassinations, particularly of high-profile Sunni leaders and crusaders. Here's a deeper look at the Hashshashin and their historical significance. Origins and background. The Hashshashin were a faction of the Nizari Ismailis, a branch of Shia Islam that emerged during the Fatimid Caliphate's decline in Egypt. They followed the leadership of Hassan-i-Sabbah, who founded the sect around 1090 CE. He is known for capturing the mountain fortress of Alamut in modern-day Iran, which became the headquarters of the Hashshashin. Hassan-i-Sabbah broke away from the mainstream Ismaili leadership due to political and religious differences, creating a schism in the Ismaili movement. The name Hashshashin. The term Hashshashin is believed to have originated from the Arabic word hashish, referring to the use of the drug hashish, or cannabis. While it's commonly said that the Hashshashin used hashish to induce a trance-like state or control their followers, this is widely debated by historians. Marco Polo and other medieval chroniclers popularized the idea that the Hashshashin used hashish to manipulate and brainwash their assassins, leading to the Western term assassin, which derives from Hashshashin. Some scholars argue that the association with hashish was likely exaggerated or fabricated by their enemies to discredit them. Tactics and methods. The Hashshashin were most famous for their political assassinations, often targeting leaders who threatened the Ismaili community or were enemies of the sect. They developed a reputation for stealth and precision, using daggers to kill their targets in public places, including mosques and courts, to make a powerful statement. Unlike other militant groups of the time, the Hashshashin avoided large-scale warfare, preferring to strike through fear and psychological warfare. Their ability to infiltrate and eliminate high-ranking individuals made them a feared force across the region. Assassination of key figures. One of their most notable victims was Conrad of Montferrat, a Christian leader in the Crusades. Conrad was assassinated in 1192 CE by two Hashshashin disguised as monks, marking one of their most famous attacks on a European figure. They also targeted Sunni Seljuk leaders and Crusader knights, using their assassination techniques to influence politics and protect their communities from persecution. Their methods made them legendary and led to their name being synonymous with the concept of assassination. Alamut and the mountain fortresses. The Hashshashin's base was the fortress of Alamut in the mountains of northern Iran, which provided a nearly impenetrable stronghold for their operations. From Alamut, Hassan-i-Sabbah and his successors established a network of fortified outposts across Persia and Syria. Their mountain fortresses became symbols of their autonomy and military power. The strongholds allowed them to resist attacks from their enemies, including the Seljuk Empire. The decline and fall of the Hashshashin. The Hashshashin's power began to decline in the mid-13th century when the Mongols invaded the region. In 1256 CE, the Mongol ruler Hulagu Khan, during his conquest of Persia, besieged and destroyed the fortress of Alamut, effectively ending the Hashshashin's reign. Following the fall of their key strongholds, the Hashshashin lost much of their influence, and their presence diminished significantly by the end of the 13th century. Legacy and influence. The term assassin has its origins in the name of the Hashshashin, forever linking them to the concept of political murder. Though their historical impact was relatively brief, they left an enduring mark on the cultural imagination of the Middle East and Europe. They were portrayed as ruthless and calculating killers, often romanticized or demonized in later historical accounts. Marco Polo and other travelers' accounts further cemented their mythological status in European culture. The Hashshashin's methods of psychological warfare, use of targeted assassinations, and secretive operations set a precedent for future clandestine and militant groups. Connection to modern depictions. In modern popular culture, the Hashshashin have been referenced in various books, films, and video games. For example, the Assassin's Creed video game series draws inspiration from the stories of the Hashshashin, although much of the lore is fictionalized and expanded. Their image has been mythologized, and the true historical facts of the Hashshashin are often mixed with legend, making it difficult to distinguish between reality and folklore. Conclusion. The Hashshashin were a mysterious and powerful group whose influence was felt across the medieval Middle East and Europe. Their secretive nature, combined with their ability to carry out high-profile assassinations, created an aura of fear and intrigue that persists to this day. While much of their history has been sensationalized, their impact on both political and military tactics during the Crusades and medieval Islamic history is undeniable.